This year, our valedictorian took on a rigorous schedule of 5 AP classes and has made the high honor roll for her entirety of her 4 years at Nutley High School. She is a member of the Italian Honor Society, Key Club, and secretary for the National Honor Society. She earned 3 different scholarship awards and found time to be a varsity thrower for track for 3 years. This year, Nutley High School's valedictorian is Isabel Anderson.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2023. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who helped us reach this milestone: administrators, board members, faculty, staff, and parents. Thank you to the teachers who gave your all each and every day, especially when teaching to those ceiling fans over Google Meet. I want to send a shout out to our security guard, Mr. Anderson, who countless people have asked me if I'm related to. I'm not. And lastly, on a personal note, thank you to my friends and family who have been there in the highs and lows, who have never stopped believing in me. In these 4 years here at Nutley High School, we have learned some really important lessons about life, and a lot of equally important lessons about math, science, and of course, culinary. One of the most valuable lessons I learned is how important it is to know your worth, which is difficult when you struggle with self-confidence. For instance, last summer I went to aerospace engineering camp. I was excited to go and arrived feeling really positive about the week ahead. When we got there, we learned we would have a group capstone project in which our task was to build an airplane. We would be competing with 4 other groups in an effort to see whose plane could make the most revolutions in 60 seconds. I was the only girl with 4 boys in my group, and immediately my teammates started talking about B-29 bombers and P-40E Warhawks. My confidence was shaken. I questioned my ability to contribute. I questioned whether I belonged there at all. I stopped believing I could do this. That night, I went back to my room and called my parents. They pointed out that the boys were just showing off their knowledge of World War II jets to one another and to me, and that such knowledge would have little bearing on our actual project. They assured me that while I might not have known every type of plane under the sun, I certainly knew enough to make an aircraft out of cardboard. I came back the next day with newfound confidence, found my voice, and contributed as an equal. In the end, we won, first place. That week, I learned that anyone is capable of greatness when empowered from within. I learned just how valuable my contributions were. In short, I discovered my worth. So today, fellow graduates, I ask you, what is your worth? How do you even determine your worth? I believe we start by doing away with labels, stereotypes, and artificial expectations. Albert Einstein once said, "Everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it is stupid." Some of you have discovered your calling right here at Nutley High School. For others, that discovery awaits, and it is rarely one-dimensional. If you judge yourself solely by how well you solve math problems, write an essay, or throw a ball, then you're discounting all the other amazing things about yourself. To do that would be to deny yourself the possibility of greatness, and worse, to deny the world of your talents. This journey to discovering your worth requires a certain level of resilience. And I don't know about you, but these past 4 years have sure made me resilient. I know many of us have faced difficult circumstances, whether they be loss, illness, financial hardship, or personal heartache. I too have had my struggles during my time here. It was within the walls of Nutley High School where I had to let go of something I loved, something I thought I was destined to do. I was told I wasn't good enough. The powers that be did not see the value I knew I could contribute, and it became clear to me that they never would. I found myself with an impossible choice: walk away from the sport I had played since I was 5, or stay at the expense of my self-worth. It was the most difficult, most painful choice I've ever had to make, but in the end, I saw that my worth could not be defined by one person's opinion of whether I belonged on a team. I saw that I was destined for other things, greater things. Your worth isn't determined by those around you. Not a coach, not a teacher, not a boss, not anyone. And just because someone else doesn't see your worth doesn't make you worth any less. People will often use titles to determine worth. Titles are given to us by others, and they're most often temporary. Today, you are a high school graduate, a class president, an athlete, a singer, or even a valedictorian. Tomorrow, you could be a lawyer, a nurse, a CEO, or a firefighter, perhaps. You might have many titles throughout your life, but you will be worth just as much tomorrow as you are today, because your worth is not based on titles or external forces. With your worth comes confidence, and with confidence comes new opportunities, including new friendships. Since engineering camp, I've gotten out of my comfort zone and made new friends. Even in our senior year, with fleeting time, I've forged new relationships with people who had been here all along. From those card games in physics class, to walking early morning laps around Yanakaw Park, to befriending that goofy guy behind me in sociology. Today, many of us will say goodbye to those friends we've made on this incredible journey, but we'll take our first steps into the world as adults. As we leave Nutley High School to pave our own paths, I want to remind every one of you that you have the potential for greatness, that you will contribute to the world, and that your worth is already determined, and it is extraordinary. Your job now is to discover that worth. Don't be too hard on yourselves, because we all deserve all the good things to come. My final message to the class of 23, we are strong, we are resilient, and we are worthy. May we set out on this expedition with confidence, finding our voice and contributing in meaningful ways, leaning on the people who know and remind us of our value, and trusting in the knowledge that we are all destined for greatness. Thank you.